we are live. Going to be playing some Verdance today. This is going to be the list that top aided the Battlehard Memphis, and I believe he also had a pretty strong record in the calling the day before, but didn't convert into top eight. Um, it looks pretty similar to a Verdance list that I was playing before. I wasn't on the Millennium Trees, but it is a card that I like. One big thing that I saw online on the Fab TCG homepage, uh, it shows the deck list as having yellow Arcane Twinnings and yellow Autumn's Touches, but I saw someone online say that these were meant to be blue. The blue Twinnings definitely makes sense. I could see the Autumn's Touches either being yellow or blue. Yellows would be just a 6 power attack, so if you have to send it as an attack, it's a little bit more. But blues make sense to me, so I just swapped those out for the blues. And then they were playing the Vambrace in the sideboard, which was pretty interesting. Um, this is definitely for Enigma, but I'm not sure. Not sure if it's worth it. We can try it if we pair into one. But how's it going, Zach? We gonna see you this weekend at the Ottawalos RTM? Also, good time to plug it. This Friday, we are going to be streaming the Odd Willows RTN. I'm not going to be playing the event, but we are going to be doing commentary of the games that are happening. So it'll be the full 5 or 6 rounds, depending on turnout. And then we're going to do the top 8 match as well. It's going to be a fun time. So if you are not playing in your own RTN and you want to come hang out, I definitely recommend it. We are going to be giving away some stuff over the weekend, so definitely going to be worth um, at least watching. So otherwise, you can watch it back later if you like watching that more long form Fab content. But yeah, so pretty straightforward list. Nothing too crazy going on here. Hunted is legal, so now we get to play with Ring of Roses, and we can just go ahead and jump into a game. What are you going to be on, Zach? Are you going to be on Jarl? Into a Viserai. Viserai is pretty strong right now. This is probably one of the matchups that I think is like the worst for us. Verdance tends to struggle when the opponent presents a lot of pressure. We're definitely going to want the Bark Skin. We're probably going to want the Mind Warps. And we can cut. I think we can cut the healing potions. We're probably not going to be able to combo them. And I think they're going to have Reaping Blade. Do we want Summer's Falls? We might. Let's try it like this. Hmm. So there's the Reaping Blade. I think we'll pitch the Rampant Growth to the Surgeon and then meld the Pulsing Aether. And then set up a Rootbound in Arsenal. Don't have the cojones. Michael Hamilton had the cojones. His list was really weird though. It was like super earth heavy with the Redwood Hammer. All right, so we Created a 2-point life lead. We'll take that. And we get an arsenal. We see the Malefic come down. 2 Malefics. Okay. So it would be nice to send the Summer's Fall decomposing. But to do that, we would have to burn the D-React and block with the tree. Other options, we can take the rune chance down to 39. He doesn't have a resource flooding. He's going to be coming in for 6. We can go block, block. No. Then we take the rune chance. And then, yeah, I think we're going to Summer's Fall. So we'll block with tree and root bound. We'll put one of the Malefics on the bottom. And then, depending on how he blocks, we might have to burn the sigil right now. Hey, James, how's it going? We are Verdance Gaming. So, what are you going to be playing, Zach? I feel like we talked about this during the pre-release, but I don't remember. I don't think you had landed on anything. You were thinking about like Syndra, I think. I'll do a quick refresh, make sure that we're not waiting on us. All right, so we see a Succumb to Temptations. They're not going to block with anything else, so we are going to use the sigil right now. Gain the life while we can. Probably new. Okay, that makes sense. Glad to hear that everything's going good, James. Um, it would be nice to hang on to the Scour. He's only going to have one rune chant at the end of this. I kind of want to say no blocks. Play. Oh, we can't play tree because we don't have an earth card. Okay, so then we're going to block with tree. We'll Surgent him, pitching the Aether Tide, and then Arsenal the Scour. What about what about Slip Through the Cracks, Zach? Have you looked at that at all? All right, so we do have the We would need to get another card in the graveyard to be able to decompose the Summersfall. So we could potentially go like block with Heartbeat, block with CNC, and then Summersfall on our turn, depending on what he does. Ooh, Mordred Tide. So this is probably going to be a turn that we want to scour. I would imagine that there's going to be Rune Chance left over, unless it's a Revel turn. So we're going to want to keep the blue. We're going to block with the CNC for right now. So we could potentially block with the... Okay, there is a Revel, so we're not going to be able to make use out of our Scour. And a Ninth Blade. I think we skip all the Rune Chants. I think we just take a reset turn. All right, we'll pass. Seeds is pretty good. If he doesn't do anything that lets us use the Scour, we could at least make use of the Seeds this turn. And then potentially send either Felling or Summersfall. If we send Summersfall, we can Arsenal Felling. How long do you guys think this lasts in RTN season? Do you think he makes it to week 3? Right, he is just passing. So we are going to overpitch this Summersfall to Surgeon Aethertide, and then we're going to Scour and then Arsenal the Felling. You think he just makes it the 2 weeks? I could see that. How many points is he at right now? Ooh, we found our Ring of Roses. Why is Wyatt not going to the RTN this weekend? Just play Ira. Like, the deck is good. Found a Blessing of the Occults. It seems like it would be a really good turn to Summer's Fall, but I don't know if it's worth using our plume right now. When I need to put my thinking cap on. I really want to stick this Ring of Roses, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. Mm. Oh man, I think my mouse is dying. Okay. Man, what do we want to do here? We can rampant growth. Rampant growth both sides. Surgent. Oh, Reaping Blade. I always forget Reaping Blade. Oh my god. I hate this card so much. Okay, I need to grab a different mouse. Okay. Nope, that wasn't the right one. Should be this one. So Ascending Felling seems good here. We're gonna skip the Rune Chance. And we'll block with Plow Under. We'll try to use this Root Bound. And then we'll send this out the Felling from hand and keep the one in Arsenal. Another Rune Flash. We are going to be taking a bit of damage here. This Felling should turn Verdance fully online, though, because we have 5 right now, and we do have 3 in the yard that we can use for the full Decompose. I think your best bet is Boltyn, but you don't know how to play against the new heroes. The new heroes or the new heroes? All right, so we got to 8, so Verdance is online. Verdance with Ring of Roses is pretty strong, so future life gain should be very good for us. As long as we remember to play around the stupid Reaping Blade. All right, so we get some armor here. He takes one, keeping a 2-card hand. So we do have this other felling. So we can pitch to AB here, and then block with one of our 3 blocks. And then maybe, depending on what he does, we either block with our last card or we send it with Surgeon. This is swarming. So the swarming is 5 damage. Be 4 and 1. If we take 5 down to 16, we can Surgeon him. If it hits, we're going to gain a life. So it'll be 1 life up to 17, 2 damage for him, potentially down to 24. And then we felling. Hmm. I guess either way, this is kind of worth 3 value. It's like 2 offensive, 1 life gain versus just blocking 3. So I think, oh, this is only for 3. Yeah, I think we're going to keep this. We're going to pitch to the Surgeon. Hey, Riku, how's it going? How's your RTN practice going? So we'll finally get some use out of the Ring of Roses if he lets this hit. And if he doesn't, if he pitches to AB, then Felling's just going to take another card from him. What are you trying to play? I know you were practicing into Syndra, you said, but just going to send my opponent a message. Okay, there we go. So he takes the damage. We gain a life. We're going to ping him for 1 more. And then we're going to Felling. Feeling a little lost, but I've been trying to make Assassin work, Azuri and Mario. Is nobody testing Slip Through the Cracks right now? That tech seems like it would be good, like, on paper. Malefic Incantation. Another Malefic Incantation. And a Read the Runes. Okay. His hand doesn't do much right now. I think what we'll probably do is play the tree, Warmongers, and then Arsenal Command and Conquer. With this many Malefics and Rune Chants on the board, He is better at playing around warmongers right now than usual, but we'll see how it goes. This is pretty good. We're gonna get Amp from the tree, so this Mind Warp is threatening to rip his hand. We won't be able to activate the Surgent because we're on Peace. So this blue can be pitched. And then we're gonna use the Root Bound here. I feel like people are too scared to play an Assassin here on Crackney to test it. Yeah, the the fact that it's symmetrical is a little weird. Okay, so we're not going to be able to keep the tree around, but we are going to get the Amp 3 off of it. I chose Peace, yeah. I think maybe they forgot to Arsenal. Yeah, yeah, we're not playing the CNC. Not sure what's happening right now. Yeah, I think they forgot to Arsenal. All And then they send the Amplify. Oh, that's true. It could have been a Succumb. No, it can't be Succumb. They're on war. Yeah, I think they just skipped through their Arsenal. So we'll Mind Warp them. They can get around the effect by pitching a blue, which they do. All right, so we are going to be hoping to get out of this next turn a little unscathed, and then maybe get them into range for a Storm Strider's kill. So the felling is definitely what we want to be doing next turn. So we have a 3 block and a 4 block at our disposal, which means that we won't be pitching anything to AB. We will just refresh here and make sure that's not stuck on us. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's been getting caught like more often. Um, for just one, I mean, I guess we do kind of need to worry about Succumb. So we'll put the Bark Skin in front of it. We're not going to get value out of it this turn because the two cards that we want to block with are not non-attack actions. But if he if he succumbs here, then like takes the felling, our turn isn't the best. Ooh, he did have a succumb. He pitched it to the Sonata. Okay, that's not bad for us. We we can pitch the two reds to the Surgent, potentially get a Ring of Roses trigger, and then send the felling. Okay, so he does AB it, which is great for us because the felling is going to take him down to two cards. We're going to leave the Pulsing Aether in there as a potential plume target. We're also going to leave the Rampant Growth as well. I've heard that a lot of the a lot of people that have been testing it say that like you don't actually want to transform into the other heroes. I'm sure you still need to like be marking, but it sounds like the goal is to transform as little as possible. Okay. He's going to take two here. He could have just a one card play of playing Amplify since the blessing is going to go off. It'll be 11 damage, which is pretty good. And then potentially just Arsenal as last card. Oh, so Dirge into Amplify. Okay. I think we're going to be able to use our Sigil here because we're going to be taking some damage. And then we can Seeds the Command and Conquer away, Plume to grab Felling, and then our turn is Felling again. I think that seems pretty good. So we're going to take one. Now we're at less life. We can gain three. And then we'll just Seeds. And take six. Right? Is playing Heartbeat. One, two, three. 3 Verdance triggers. If any of them deal damage, we gain another one, deal another one, so 4 total. And then Sergeant. So it would only be presenting 5 damage, and we would potentially be gaining 4. So best case scenario, he goes to 6, we go to 9. I think I would rather felling him. I think for me, it's just you want to keep such large hands to actually hit with the ability, but the damage isn't as good, and you don't have disruptive hands every time. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like I feel like you need to be able to maneuver yourself into a spot where like you're keeping your hand most of the time. And I think when you're not able to do that, the damage doesn't seem great. Like compared to other heroes that have like 2 card 8s or more, I don't feel like you have a lot of that in Mario. Okay, we get 2 cards. That's great for us. So pitching for the Reaping Blade. I think that we will take the 1, block with Aether Tide, send Plow Under just for 6, and then Arsenal Emeritus Scolding. Scolding and Arsenal is very good for us. And then we're just hoping to chip them down with this Plow Under. So at least 1 card. Okay, 2 card block. We got a Revel from him. Revel Mordred Tide. That's pretty good for us. This Warmongers might actually put in a lot of work. We can take the 1, decompose the Rootbound to block the Reaping Blade. And then when we come to our turn, gain a bunch of life, ping him, play the Warmongers. Yeah, Warmongers, while he has no Rune Chance, no Malefics, is gonna feel pretty good here. Um, I didn't have a felling, right? You mean play the fruits? So we would want to be on war. We've already seen all of our fellings. There's still CNC. We've seen all our plows yet. We've seen all our plows. We'd be looking at like CNC. Is that it? Maybe we go for peace. Oh yeah, this is great. So he makes a bunch of rune chants, and then he's gonna arsenal. So we can pulsing aether, amp with the scalding, and then on his turn, we can take all of these rune chants to turn on the rampant growth on the emeritus scolding. Yeah, I think so. It's coming in for 5. Wait, that shouldn't. Why didn't we amp? There we go, for 5. Double rampant growth is pretty good. We would need to get down to 4. Hmm. I don't think instant speed scour for 6 does enough. Okay, so we need 1 for boots, 2 for emeritus, 1 for nodes, so we need 4. So we can AB 2. Yeah, I think we just go for it, right? For 9. Nice. Good games to the opponent. Viserai, I feel like is pretty bad for us, so it's nice to be able to squeak out a win there. Let's find another game. Ooh, into an Enigma. This is gonna be bad. Well, we have the Vambrace. Pretty sure this is what the scars are for. What do we not like in here? Probably the root bounds. I feel like I want to play it all. Just run it at 62. I'm gonna take out the seeds, and then we'll take out a twinning for an E-pot. I think we're just gonna pass and then arsenal the felling. What is Viz bad into? I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those decks that it's like if you run hot, you're pretty good into like a lot of stuff. Waning Vengeance. Um, this healing potion's kind of awkward because I don't really want to play it right now. I want a Surgent into Command and Conquer. Restless is very good here. God, this matchup feels so terrible. Then we're gonna no block. Oh, and they have EV3 too. That's pretty gross. I'm gonna be very happy when Enigma leaves. So this at minimum comes through for one if they don't pitch to AB. So it'll pop a shield. And then the spelling is only going to be for four because it's our first decompose. So this buys me two spectral shields. And he still has a Waxing Spectre and a Restless with one counter on it. He's only pitching to attack. If we go block, play life, we can decompose the next felling. Not looking great though. And we have Tunic up for the Vambrace as well. Okay, so he gives us three cards. So his turn's probably just going to be Tunic, Swing, Waxing Spectre. I would really like to establish this tree. Free pitch plow to Sergeant. It'd be for four. or it's tree, play C and C. Tree, C and C. For if we Surgent for 4, he just gets to pitch a blue and get rid of a Spectral Shield. So I think we need to send the CNC. And then again, we still have Tunic up for Vambrace if he doesn't block it up fully. Oh, what's up, Alex? How's it going? How's the Fang testing? That seems pretty good. We got the whole board. But we're probably gonna get Miraged right now. Maybe not. Making minor changes here and there. If you want to play a game, yeah, for sure. Um, Depending on when he draws Miragi, maybe pretty soon. Oh, another Restless. I just have to keep the whole hand to be able to do anything is the problem. Okay, so we are going to Surgeon's coming through for 4 right now. Can make it 5. Okay. If we play Heartbeat, 2 floating, get back Plume, or get back Felling. Pitching this. We have one floating. We don't have enough to Surgent them. This matchup is miserable. Yeah, this is just awful. Like, there's not even a good way for me to keep Tree around. Amp does work on Surgent. We just don't have a good follow-up. Like, I guess we pitch the energy potion. But if the surgeon doesn't hit for anything, then like the extra amp doesn't do anything. And with four spectral shields, like the surgeon's not going to hit. So then it's like we can do one. Yeah, I can't wait for Enigma to leave. She's just not fun to play against. We found Summer's Fall. When Rosetta first came out and we didn't know that Enigma was just like super busted yet, I actually thought that Enigma was probably like one of the best designed illusionists so far because it didn't lean into the Spectra issue, but it's just unfun in a different way. Oh, I should use my Van Bracelet. That 1 point of life is gonna win me the game. There's a Miragi. Ooh, not pitching a Chilo. Double Miragi. Into a 10K. Oh, just one Miragi. Okay. Spectre wasn't fun because you lost a turn, and Ward is just unfun because you don't deal any damage to end the game. Yeah. I also feel like Enigma has the problem where, like, if you want to do anything against her, you need to keep the cards in your hand. And if you're doing that, it means that you're not blocking. So, like, you have to eat all the damage just to be able to try to clear the wards, but then, like, there's no guarantee that you are going to clear any of them. And a Restless. Yeah, I agree, Alex. I think a lot of the new heroes, they push her down a little bit, which means that she's not going to win as much. So it's going to take too long. Oh, and then you draw a hand like this against her, and it's just like, what does this do? Hmm. You know, the mist heroes are like Lexi was, clearly one of the best decks, but will stay around longer than people want since everyone's techs against them. Lexi was pretty bad. Well, we got our Ring of Roses. What are we doing? Oh my god, what are we doing? Buff power, go again. Really good. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, good game. That was fun. That was a great time. You just don't want to play a game, Alex? All right. I don't really know what the Fang matchup looks like. We probably want to be on the bark skin. We probably want the stone wall. We're definitely going to want these. And I would be surprised if he brings in any amount of AB, so the mind warps will probably be good. Things that we don't want. This is probably not a healing potion matchup. We just run it at 63. It's so hard to sideboard with Verdance because I feel like everything that you're okay with cutting is blues, and you're already running like 27 or less blues. So it's like if we're bringing in six non-blues, that feels pretty bad. I guess we try this. So like we're very blue light now. That's probably not going to go good for us. Found a felling. Oh, he did bring in AB. He brought AB1. That's pretty surprising. I'm gonna pitch away this felling. Next dagger, you get the +4, and when it hits, you can attack an additional time. So he's at 8 with the dagger right now. He gets to choose one, and he's choosing to mark me. Oh, if it hits, he marks me. That's fine. And this is also for one. He's gonna bump it up to 4. We're gonna get our first decompose online. Hey, what's up, Cusco? How's it going? Well, Sergeant, he takes the 1. We'll Mind Warp. He'll probably AB1 here. Gain 3, and then move to Arsenal. Scour, pretty decent against his fealty tokens. He can pop all of them in response to prevent the damage, but like it still makes him get rid of them. Not looking forward to sleeving all the cards. Is it a full deck that you have to sleeve? For the Jakai for 4. I think we're going to use the Sink Below here, and then Arsenal the Rootbound Carapace. Do you want to bottom the Rootbound Carapace? That actually might be better. We're going to Arsenal the Tree. Yep, so he pops all his fealty here. But all that matters is that we got him to use them. Bought all the Ninja and Draconic cards for the Hunted and have to sleeve up cards for 3 different decks? That sounds awful. Tree into Mind Warp seems very good. I would be interested in doing that. I'm okay with letting this hit. He's going to get a fealty, but I think we want to save our blocks for a different attack. Like this one. So he's at 3 fealty again. Just like that. It's a little annoying, but wasn't too much we could do about it there. All right, tree established. I would be interested in arsenaling this felling next turn. So CNC fruits is what we are working with. Our turn's probably going to be Surgent into Pulsing Aether, Arsenal the Felling, so we can block and then gain life. Yeah, I don't think we're interested in keeping the tree around. I think it's done its job. Found the Ring of Roses. We like that card. Each opposing hero reveals their hand if an attack reaction card is revealed this way. Well, I don't have any attack reactions. That's crazy. For 0 resources, you just get to look at your opponent's hand and give a dagger +4. That card seems insane. I don't think we're going to be establishing Ring of Roses here. We're going to give the Stonewall Gauntlets, though. Blade Flurry pumps to 6. Imperial Intent to 9. So even if we do Rootbound Carapace, we're not covering up the full amount. How many Earth cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 5. We can make it so that our Felling gets us to 8, though. So we banish 3 on this one, and then 3 with the Felling. We do have to say no blocks on this, though. It's a lot of damage. Oh, God. And just like that, life totals are even again. Is this... Would we rather gain a life or ping him for 1? We don't have one in the discard right now, so like for Plume, it could be pretty good to gain 1. Oh, you know what? Let's undo. No, there's no way for me to stack it, right? I can't I can't pay for the decompose to get to 8 and then rampant growth to gain life. So we want to banish. Oops. I want to make sure we banish 3 here. It should be 2 root bounds first. Yeah. It could have worked if the rampant was in Arsenal, but then at that point it's like, why? We don't need to play it. All right, let's see what his 3-card hand can do. I bet you it's a lot. Gonna go plus 3. We're just gonna send this fruits for 7. All right, we're getting him in Storm Strider range. We would very much like to play the Scour next turn. Right? Or we can use the chest again with the Warmongers, block with CNC, send fruits again for 7, chip him down some more. Try to find a hand that lets us buy back Rampant Growth for a kill. If we play the Scour, he just sacks everything, and then he gets to keep 4 or 5 cards if he has an arsenal. I think I think the Scour actually is just bad for us. Wow, this is gonna be so much damage. This is for 5. And if it hits us, he draws a card. We can block for 6. I think we just have to take it. Jesus. Did Fang like not really perform this weekend? Because like this deck seems kind of dumb. Set up Sigil and Arsenal. Sigil, Rampant, Amp 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What we got there? Oh, that was looking pretty bad though. Got 2 wins now. I think having the AB1 is definitely helpful. I think the channel, the Millennium Tree, did a lot of work that game. If we don't block, how much damage do you think we take? I really like this hand. Good amount. Oh, he just passes. Okay. Could have been worse. We're kind of in the same situation here. Like, we really want to gain life off of the pulsing Aether, but if we do, we can't Surgent. So we can go Sigil, Rampant, Surgent into Pulsing Aether. I think this is what we need to be able to win this matchup is like really early big chip damage. I really like this tree here too. I think we arsenal it. So we'll block with felling, and then Sink Below can either be used on the first or the second chain link. You attack with target dagger an additional time, and its attacks cost you 1 less to activate. Draw a card. Just gonna attack with it again. He'll get a fealty, but that's okay. Hey, card fight, how's it going? Okay, so we're just gonna arsenal this tree and try to go for a big damage turn. This is not the hand that we would want to see for a big damage turn. Alex says, "Why must you scour me again?" Well, scour is definitely what we're going to be playing for the next turn. We don't care if he's gaining the fealty here. I like Verdance. I think she's fun. I definitely wanted to try it because that one player did really well over the weekend. She still struggles into aggro decks. Fang, like this feels pretty difficult. We did win the last one, but it was close. So just try X target auras. I think I have to make my targets first, and then he can respond. Yeah. Oh, or not. He just takes 3. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's true, Cusco. If Jarl ever becomes meta, or even if like Bravo makes a comeback, um, she's very good into those style decks. Mm-mm-mm. He's gonna draw a card. No, he's not. Thank God. Okay, we found the Mind Warp to pair with the tree. That's pretty good. Dude, this card is so stupid. It's like so pushed. I don't think we're gonna be able to establish the ring, so we'll just go 2 blocks here. Yeah, there's a lot of cards in this set that feel very, very pushed, very above rate. There's just like I know power creep is a thing, and like it kind of has to be a thing to keep the game interesting, but like man, sometimes it just feels like it just skyrockets. All right, draw a spell. Hey, what do we want to do? Probably Surgent into Mind Warp, maybe? I think so. I think Surgent into Mind Warp. Um, is there any interest in keeping Tree around? We'd have to take a lot of damage, but it would be pitch both of the reds to the Surgent. We could amp the Surgent as well and then Mind Warp, and that would let us keep tree for another turn. Surgent would be for 5. He'd probably take all 5. So then Mind Warp would be for 7. Is Stonewall retroactive? I think it is. We can also block with the twinning. We don't need to amp with it. So maybe we do that. Oh God, the provoke. The provoke actually ruins like everything. Oh, that's good to know, Cusco. We're just gonna take the 4. We still get an amped Mind Warp, and then we can Arsenal the Rootbound. But we're not gonna be able to keep tree around. That 2 of those? Did you just play 2? Well, we're definitely gonna want to try to sync for a pitch card. Yeah, an actual weapon for Verdance would be nice. I like the shoots, but like it's just not good enough. He just sent a smiley face. We'll get rid of the plow, the tree, and the pulsing aether. Good news is we get to go fully online with this plow under, which now doesn't matter because he's not going to arsenal. So it's just for 4. Um, Pressure life total with 6. He has armor, so it doesn't really pressure that much actually. I think we try to not let him use the armor, so we'll pitch this away to the Surgeon and then Arsenal the Rootbound. Seeds is pretty good. Hmm. There's still a rampant in there. Rampant, sigil, surgent, aethertide. So we need to go this to pitch, this to play, this to plume. We need the sigil. So we can't really block with anything. Cost one less for each chain link, so it's free. Daggers get +1, and you can attack with them an additional time. Does he have the Blade Flurry? That'd be sick. So we can still use the Root Bound here. We just need to make sure not to decompose the Rampant. And that does turn Verdance online, which is good for us. Okay. Did we do the math right? The Verdance triggers actually help here because it lowers the kill window. So if we draw a spell, we need a we need a pulsing aether. Didn't get it. So if we block 3, 4, 5. Blade Flurry is pretty good. So we take 3. This won't have any way to get go again. So we should be safe to take the 3. Okay. We gain 2. We ping him for 1. And then we Surgeon him. So we force him to go down to at least a 3-card hand. If he pitches to the Verdance trigger as well, then a 2-card hand. And then again, we're just looking for a spell. Scalding would work as well. There's 2 Pulsing Aethers there. So there's still 1 more Pulsing Aether in the deck, and then 2 Scoldings. If we send the fruits as an attack, he just gets to freely block it. So we don't want to do that. Because he still has all his armor. So like sending 7 lets him block it out completely and go to 1 and then still keep a 4-card hand. And we found the Pulsing Aether. GG. All right. So I think the key to winning this matchup is getting big amp early. In the last game, we had a tree that we set up, and we were able to go tree into big damage. And then in this game, on turn 1, we had Sigil Rampant Growth into Aethertide Pulsing Aether. And I think that that is what we need to win this. Because if we don't drop him that much that early, like you see how quickly we get to like lethal range off of reacts. Um, yeah, Scour is definitely really good, but it also just feels like it feels like it reads like skip your turn, destroy their fealties, because it probably isn't going to do any damage. They just get to sack all of their fealties. So it's an interesting matchup. It doesn't feel terrible, but I'm not itching to sit across from it. Young heroes are not legal in classic. What? Oh, 1 second. Back here. Okay. We probably still have time for at least this next one, and then depending on how quick it goes, we might have time for one more. As a quick reminder, this Sunday we are going to be streaming an RTN at Odd Willows. We've done 2 of their events before, so we're going to be having some commentary. It should be either 5 or 6 rounds. It's probably going to be 6 because they usually get a bigger turnout. Another Fang. We will go first. So if you're not doing anything, if you're not playing in your own RTN, definitely come check it out. We will probably be doing some giveaways as well, so that will be pretty fun. We said we want these, we want these. We didn't like the blue fruits, and we didn't like the health potions. So we get to start with a sigil. Do we warmongers? Do you guys have a lot of non-attacks? There was some. Sure. I think we choose peace because our attacks aren't amazing, and we won't have the decompose to turn them fully on. So, oh, perfect. Yeah, we found pulsing ether, and he has no AB. Hunt to the ends of Wraith. When this attacks Arachne, mark them. If this is attacking a marked hero, it gets +2. So 2 go again. We'll just toss the CNC in front of this. With him not having any AB, this Mind Warp is looking pretty good. Blaze Headlong. This is a very different list. Pitching a Blood of the Drakai. And then he's moving to Arsenal. Okay. So oh, is this a Mara list? Oh, we're not going to be able to Surgeon because we're on peace. So we can just meld the Pulsing Aether Life and then Arsenal the Mind Warp. The nice thing with the Mind Warp, though, is if he's on 0 AB, we get to Surgent. It's going to hit no matter what. And then the Mind Warp is going to hit for 3, and the effect will be turned on. Tree. Tree's pretty good. We could potentially look to overpitch to play the tree and then Mind Warp for 5. Don't hate that. Is Mara's list, do they just like not really care about the whole like dagger attack reaction plan? Is it just like a red line attack list? Oh, there's a non-attack. Never mind. No reactions from us. Pitched an Oath of Loyalty, so this is coming in for 9. Block with the Scour. Target dagger attack gets +3, and when this hits a marked hero, you may attack with it an additional time. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna overpitch for the tree so that we can keep it around and then mind warp them. Found another tree, but we can't keep this one around. So we're probably just going to be playing Mind Warp, blocking with these two, and then arsenaling the other tree. I do think that we're probably okay with saying no blocks on this too. The other option is actually Surgent into Mind Warp. That's more damage. I think we'll probably do that. So all we're going to be blocking with is the sink below here. So this is going to get +4. Yeah, we'll give him the sink below. No sink necessary. And then this is going to be a big damage turn. Attacking for 5. We could establish tree into destructive Aethertide. Or we establish tree Surgent into destructive Aethertide. That requires us to keep the blue. So this is the extra card. We're going to say no blocks. This list is is interesting. It's definitely a lot of burst damage. What's up, aggro? How's it going? Do we want to gain the 2 or do we want to arsenal this? We're kind of in the same boat as the last 2 games with Alex, where like he has all of his armor. So keeping this to attack with, like, it's only worth 2 if you think about it, because he'll be able to block for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if he wants to. So only 2 damage is coming across. And if we gain 2, we're getting the same amount of value from it. Like, I don't think we want to let him use his armor. So I think I'm going to gain 2. We have him low enough that I think we want to just try to combo him. This needs to go in Arsenal for sure. Let's see a bunch of reactions here. So does this list just not care about marking? Blaze Headlong. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. I think we just take 8. And then the tree surgeon into twinning is going to do a lot of damage to him. And we might just have him in lethal range with the Emeritus Scolding. Yeah. Yep, we got him where we want him. Not with all the reds. Actually, I think we still do. 1 and then 2 for Scolding. We're gonna have him play more cards out. Just to not get blown up by like a random Oasis or something. Um, We only need the 3 in hand. He floated Tunic before playing the Oath. Although, now that he played Oath, he can only play Draconic cards, and he doesn't have a fealty, so I think we're safe. All right, good games to the opponent. That one was pretty quick. We can probably queue up for one more for the night. 4-1 on the night. That feels pretty good. And our only loss was to Enigma, which is we. I feel like everyone's aware that it's just like a terrible matchup. We did play 3 Fangs though, which I don't want to play another Enigma. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not gonna do that as my last game. I don't need the practice into Enigma. Like I know it's just an auto loss. Mm, don't join again. I'll leave. Okay. We will take a Boltyn. I feel like we're gonna have a similar plan where we're not gonna be doing the healing potion combo, and I'm okay with taking 2 blocks out of the deck. The rest of this looks fine. I believe Boltyn has access to more Spell Void, so it'll be a little bit harder to punch through on the turns that we might want to. He brought AB1. Okay, so exact same situation as our games against Alex. We should be able to force through a good amount of Arcane. Illuminate for 4. We are going to overblock this, get 2 Earth cards in the discard. I think I like Sergeant into CNC. And the fact that he pitched is great for us because now he needs to do something about this. Cool. Take 6. Get another bolting blade. That's fantastic. Rampant growth is great. So that's going to help us push through a lot of damage. Bravado for 4. We do have the decompose fodder, so let's go ahead and do that. And then Raiden is for 4. We can probably just block with the Scour, and then I think our turn is Sergeant into Arcane Twinning, Arsenal the Rampant Growth, and try to set up for a big combo. He pitches for it. So if I twinning, he's just going to pay the one. I think we'll keep it in hand because at least it's a blue block three non-attack action, so it won't buff his attacks if we choose to block with it. One earth card in the yard right now. So if this hits, it gets go again. There's not really a good way for me to get the second earth card in the graveyard. I could play seeds, but then it's going to get rid of my rampant growth. So then it's like I could play rampant growth, but then it's gone for the plume. It's a little unfortunate. Just gonna let him know I'm thinking. I think the best line is probably just gonna be play seeds. And then that's gonna make us get rid of this sink below as well, but I don't think that there's too much we can do to avoid that. We could have overpitched it, but I don't think there's any need to show it to him since it's going to the bottom anyways. Four Earth cards in Banish right now, so we're going to need two more Decomposes to get Verdance online. All right, we get a card and an equipment piece. Express Lightning for four. I think I probably want to Arsenal the Mind Warp. Maybe try to set it up with like a tree. So then we're probably going to be attacking with fruits. So we'll block with the Emeritus so that he doesn't get the pump. Oh, that's only if you've charged. He hasn't charged this turn. This is still fine. It doesn't change anything. Try to leak through a little bit of damage and then set this up in Arsenal. Bolt of Courage. He's going to get a Spellbane Aegis. And then if this hits, draw a card. Well, we don't want to let that hit. If we Surgent pitching the twinning to amp, we might be able to make him use this now. All right, two Earth cards away from Verdance being online. So we're going to go ability for two. Did you take two? He took two. Do we amp this and then mind warp him? That seems great for us. We want tree in the grave or in the arsenal. Take flight comes in for 4. If tree is going in the arsenal, is tree going in the arsenal? Maybe we sink here to try to find a blue for the felling. I do think I like that better. Dang it. Raiden for 3. We're gonna pass. Valiant thrust for 7. Jesus. Go to 28. On our turn, we pulsing aether arsenal tree. Okay, we found the pulsing. We probably want to arsenal the felling. We're gonna say no blocks. We're gonna play tree, pitching like this. And then we're gonna pulsing him. And then arsenal this felling. Oh, his hand is awful. Breaks Warband. Plays Raiden. I think we're gonna block like this. I know we usually want to keep the Stonewall for a V turn, but this game is getting pretty close to ending. So I think that I just want to try to preserve the resources in my hand. Take flight. We can pitch both of these to the felling, get our last decompose online, keeps channel around. We don't get to use the amp next turn. And we're in that situation again where like we can't time these two the way that we want them, so we just gain 3 before we do this. Bolting blade for 7. We're just gonna take 7. All right, Verdance is online now. He took all 8. V charging Banneret. This is probably going to be a Lumina turn. Going to get +1 off the courage. Lumina's going to bump it to 5. This will block. No, Lumina's going to bump to 6. V is giving it a buff right now. We're just going to say no blocks. Make him have it. We'll block out the next one. He gains 1 off of this, and then this next one we get to cover like this. Took 2 from that. So this will be coming in for 6. You can AB 1, take 5. Good games. Man, I love playing Verdance. She is so much fun. All right. I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's maybe just like a little earlier than I normally would end, but that's fine. We still got 6 games in tonight. Ended up 5-1, which is pretty cool. Um, again, just quick reminder for everybody. Friday, we are going to be streaming an RTN at Odd Willows. We've done 2 of theirs before. We're going to have commentary during the games. It'll likely be 6 rounds, possibly 5, but I'd say more than likely it's going to be 6. And then we're going to stream the top 8 games as well. If you're not doing anything on Sunday, if you don't have your own RTN, definitely come hang out. We are going to be doing some giveaways live on stream, so it's definitely worth it. But on top of that, like they're always just super fun. So we do some games in between some of the rounds that I make myself, which I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, if I don't see you on Sunday, you can always watch back, the VOD if you're into that more long form, flesh and blood content. Um, but if not, then I will be back next Wednesday. I don't really know what I'm gonna play yet. I'm kind of liking Verdance, but I feel like maybe there's more room to explore with Ira. So we'll see. Keep it up in the air for right now. But thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys either Sunday or Wednesday. Have a good night and good luck on your own RTNs.